Hi, I'm Mariana.
Hi, I'm Shay with the Allentown Fair Newsies.
Today we're with Dr. Conrad getting a wonderful tour of his beautiful photos. How did you get into photography?
Well, I've always been interested in taking pictures. And when I was in the Navy, I was sent to Okinawa, Japan. And at that time I had a really lousy little camera. It was called an Instamatic. And I decided that if I left that camera at home, I'd have to buy a nice camera when I was in Japan. And that's what I did. So I bought my first Canon camera when I was in Okinawa, Japan. And I began taking pictures, slides, and prints for quite a few years, and now I've graduated into digital photography and I use a Canon camera now. I also was very interested as a child. My pediatrician, Dr. Forrest Moyer, who had an office very close to the fairgrounds, was known for his photography, and in his office he always had pictures of the trips that he went around the world to see children all around the world. And I thought that would be a nice idea to do in my office, to put up pictures that I had taken. So that's what this evolved as.
So why did you start entering your photos into the fair?
Well, my wife and I would go to the fair every year, and one of the things we always liked to do was go through Ag Hall and see the displays. And we would walk through the photography displays, and after many years I said, I think I could do that. So I believe it was in the year 2000 that I finally entered my first photo. And it was a blow up of a digital photo. And happy for me, I won a first prize. First time out. So every year after that, I've been entering photography in the contest. And you're allowed to enter one color and one black and white. And for years, all I did was color. Then one year I had a picture of a skyline of Minneapolis that was from a trip that we had taken, and I thought, this is interesting, but it might look more interesting if I changed it to black and white, because I was using a digital format at the time. Changed it to black and white, and it just popped. So I entered that black and white the first year. I won a first place with that. I seem to do better with black and white than color, but color's still my favorite medium.
So this is the first photo you entered in the fair. Can you tell us more about it?
Well, I had thought about entering in the fair, as I said, and one day we had a terrible ice storm, and outside one of my treatment room windows there were some forsythia bushes that were completely covered in ice. And on a daily basis we see a cardinal fly around and land all over the different bushes out there. And I said, wouldn't it be great if the cardinal landed right in the ice and I could take a picture? And just a few minutes later we heard the cheeping of the cardinal, and I looked out and there he was, and this is the picture I got.
Do you shoot your photos with fair categories in mind?
Not usually. I usually take pictures as things come up, if we're on a trip or something like that. And then as it's getting closer to fair time, I look at the pictures I have and see if there's anything that's worthy of entering. And if it is, then I try to look for a category that it fits. In the beginning, there were some categories that I actually felt were missing because, as I've said, I took a picture of a skyline of Minneapolis, and there really wasn't a category for that. So I entered it under what I thought was the closest category I could find, and I contacted the fair people that year and said, maybe we need to add some additional categories, and thankfully they did. And some of the categories that I use, like cityscapes and other things, have been included in the list now.
So could you explain what this photo is to us?
Well, this photo is the inside of an engine of a hot rod. I took this picture at the hot rod show in Macungie a few years back, and I just thought that the colors and the shine of the metal were just really, really spectacular.
A big thank you to Dr. Conrads for taking us around and looking at his photos.
If you would like to enter in the Allentown Fair, please visit allentownfairpa.org for more information. See you soon!